Hey guys, how's it going? Are you enjoying your quarantine? What are you doing to pass the time? We've talked a bit about a few things. I want to talk today about comedies. And when I say comedies, I mean movies. I'm a huge comedy fan. I am not huge on drama films. In fact, the list of movies that I have not seen that are blockbusters, that are non comedies, will probably blow your mind. Let me share you briefly. I have never seen any Harry Potter movie, any Lord of the Rings movie. I have never seen Titanic. I have never seen any of the Marvel superhero movies except one of the Spider Man movies I saw in France. It was in French. There was nothing else on TV, so I sat there and watched French Spider Man. I don't know. Those movies, I guess I would watch them if someone really wanted me to and sat down with me to do it. But yeah, I just don't. But I like to laugh. To me, entertainment is about being lighthearted and getting away from the harshness of the real world. And that harshness is never been more evident than it is right now with the coronavirus and everything going on. So I want to talk for just a few minutes about my favorite comedy movies of all time. If you're into comedy, maybe you've seen these. If you're not, uh, I strongly recommend you check them out. Most of them are older. There's only one of them from this century, but the list is super long. I may do another addendum to this, but these are five movies that I would say are probably my favorite comedic movies of all time. Let me start with one called Blazing Saddles. This one came out in 1974. This was even before I was born. There's a guy named Mel Brooks. You may have seen his funny public service announcement with his son recently on social media. His son is Max Brooks, who wrote the book World War Z. You may know of it. But anyways, um, Mel is in his 90s now, and he and his son did a cute little stay home quarantine video where the old man is behind this glass and is knocking on the glass, and his son is outside, basically saying that I'm not letting him out. He's got to stay inside, so you stay inside too. Protect my dad and all these other old actors. So, anyways, I digress. This is a spoof movie. Mel Brooks was all about spoof movies, and this one is a spoof on westerns. Takes place in 1874, and it's really funny. It's kind of a treatise on uh, the Wild West, the absurdity of race relations back then, but they put a pretty funny spin on lots of things. One of the writers in this movie was the not quite yet well known, soon to be well known comedian Richard Pryor. So, really great movie. So check it out. The second movie I'd like to talk about is Fletch. So Chevy Chase was an actor who was on Saturday Night Live in the very beginning and is known for being quite the jerk. And he quit, but made some really, really, really funny movies. And Fletch came out, I believe, in 1985. He's an undercover newspaper reporter, and he assumes all these different identities and all these different roles. It's a very witty movie, lots of quotable lines, and again, it's hilarious. So I strongly recommend you check it out. The next one, I've kind of gotten out of chronological order, is National Lampoon's Vacation. This came out in 1984. I'm sure you've seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which was the third movie in this series. The first movie was just called simply National Lampoon's Vacation. He lives in Chicago, and he takes his family on a road trip to Wally World, which is basically like Six Flags or Disney World out in California. They take a road trip from Chicago, and just everything that could go wrong does go wrong as they're traveling cross country. Um, it's got a supermodel at the time, Christy Brinkley, in it, which is great. Great for me, at least. There's a Ferrari in it. Actually, Christy Brinkley drives it. But again, lots of really funny, quotable lines from that movie. It also has Cousin Eddie, who obviously also starred in Christmas Vacation as well. Check it out. The fourth movie is one called Clerks. Came out in 1994 or maybe 95, I believe. It was actually done in black and white, and it's just all dialogue, super dry, but super funny. If you know of Mallrats or Chasing Amy or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back or Dogma, it's the same guy, Kevin Smith. Who's still around making movies. But anyways, super vulgar. So if you don't like vulgarity, definitely avoid it. But it's really, really, really lots of rants and things, and really, really funny as well. Okay. And finally, Super Troopers. This is a movie that came out in 2001 or 2002. I'm not quite sure. When it first came out on DVD, a friend at work loaned me his copy and said, "Hey, you've got to watch this. This is the funniest movie ever." I watched it, thought it was stupid, and returned it. And he pushed it back in my face and said, "No, dude, watch it again." And so I watched it again, and it was better. And then I watched it again and again. It got better and better and better. It's about these cops that live in northern Vermont, and it's just hijinks and misadventures and all of these things. So again, check it out. It was produced by a group of guys that were college buddies at Colgate University, and they've done some more movies together. But check it out. It's really cool. It's really fun. Again, just really witty. Not much else to say about it. So, anyways, just doing this to pass time. Hopefully, maybe I'm entertaining you a little bit. If not, I apologize. You can turn it off now. If you have seen these movies or you end up watching them, make some comments. Let me know what you think about them. I will probably, like I said, probably do a part 2 of this later on with 5 more comedic movies. But again, comedies are what I like. They're what entertain me, and so I like to talk about them. So again, I hope this entertains you. And that's it. So stay safe out there, guys.